Alright, so Paranormal Activity 4 Revisited. Let's do this. And yes, the magic fork can still see the future. Alright, so this was one that I was high on before, right? It was high up. I think it was number 2 in my ranking last time. It's probably going to go down. And I saw what I rated this, and I'll get to it when I do my rating for this one. And I can't believe I rated it so high. It used to be my favorite until, the one after it came along, because this was one of the first ones. Okay, so I think I mentioned this before, but I watched the first 3. Like, the first 2 were on TV. Like, on demand. On Charter On Demand. I watched the first 3 that way, and then I bought this from Family Video. And I think I needed to get a new Blu-ray copy of this because a couple of times it froze and just went to the next scene. Especially like, towards the end, like there was the scene where Alex was locked in the, she was locked in the garage with the gas fumes coming in, the exhaust fumes coming in, and it just cut to when the mom dies. I'm like, wait, no, it doesn't happen at the same time. They're not even there. She backs up to the, what? No, it scratched and it cut to. Also, where did this get cut here? I don't know. But, yeah, so the first film, the second film was a prequel and a sequel at the same time. The third one was a prequel taking place in the 80s, and this one is now back in modern time, taking place in 2011, and follows the Nelson's family in Nevada. And okay, so while I don't hate this film like many other Paranormal Activity fans do, I do get why there's hate, because it's like, this is more of a, like, when you think, oh, this is going to be a continuation, but finding out about what happened afterwards, it's more of a sidestep, to be honest, because I don't think this, while I enjoy the characters, and the family's not really like important. Like, you could have, I don't know. I don't know. You could have cut it, done something else, and I don't think anything in this film would have mattered. Because this film makes the Coven look like idiots. Like, that they purposely left White behind, or left Hunter behind to get picked up later, or Katie, something happened to where she lost him. And I know there's Paranormal Tokyo Night, where Katie gets hit by a car and the demon transfers to someone else, and you could say that's when she lost him, but I don't think that's canon, and also it's only implied that it's Katie, and that would have taken place after the events of the first film, not the second film, if it was canon. So I don't think you can imply that, but you can go by that, I mean. I don't know. So how did she lose him? It's not explained. There's really not a lot of explaining with these films, and I think that's one of the problems with this franchise, is they don't explain enough. I know there's supposed to be leaving your audience guessing, and we'll get to it when I get to the ghost dimension, but even that, when promising everything would be answered, left us with more questions than answers, I'll say. But yeah, this one, I don't hate it, but it's gone down. It has gone down for me a little bit. But yeah, we follow the Nelsons. I always watch the extended version because to me it makes more sense. Like, the original theatrical version starts with a hockey game. The problem is, if you start with the hockey game, you don't get any character introductions. It's just a hockey game, and you see this creepy boy named Robbie, and you're like, okay, but, they mention, hey, it's that kid again. And I'm like, what kid again? What, huh? Because, they already had an encounter with him before, and that was taken off of the other version. I believe so. No, that's later. Never mind. But like, they say it's the neighbor kid, but it's like, I'm going ahead. But yeah, just I just think the extended opening is needed. I mean, it's a Halloween thing. Where they're going Halloween trick-or-treating, there's a jump scare from a guy in a scarecrow suit. And then we are introduced to the characters this way. We we introduced to Alex, her brother Wyatt, her boyfriend / friend Ben, and then her parents. We're introduced to those characters. I do think that at least the first few of these, this one has less reasons as to why there has to be a camera filming. Like, there's no explanation at the beginning of this why Ben is carrying around a camera. I get it, if he's recording for posterity for Halloween, that's fine, but then he's just carrying the camera around. There's even a point when Mom goes, again with the camera, and then Alex is holding a camera. I get the webcam on the laptop. I get that, because once stuff starts happening, they start using those, and it's just random, recording laptop stuff. And I know they took away the police thing, but police would check at webcam stuff to see if anything's going on, but I don't know. There's just, when you have to have a reason as to why you're filming, there really isn't one in this until the webcam thing comes into the picture, and they're like, we need to start filming everything in this house because where things are happening. They associate with Robbie, which is right, because Robbie shows up, and you're led to believe that this is Hunter to a certain point. They keep leading you with specific clues as to Hunter's true identity, but I feel like they don't telegraph it enough. They leave it until like the last half hour when they just start throwing stuff out, like it says, Robbie's mom is in the hospital, so he has to stay with them, and then later it's revealed that Robbie's mom is Katie, and that's when you're like, Robbie must be Wyatt, or Robbie must be Hunter, so they're trying to take Wyatt as another child sacrifice thing, which would indicate that someone in the Nelson family made a deal and they're cashing in on it, but that's never mentioned or anything, and then you realize, and then it's revealed, you get the hint from Katie, he looks like his mother, and you're like, okay, yeah, because they talked, right, or something. They never met, though. How does he know? And then she's like, you did that, I'm adopted, and he's adopted, wait, what? And then it gets thrown right at you when he's talking to Toby, my name's not Hunter. Oh, he's Hunter. Okay. But who's Robbie? It's never really explained. The directors have said that the Coven sometimes take children as ambassadors to lure other children, but that also implies that they're doing this on purpose, or that they're doing this on purpose, or they've lost children, like I said before, and that they need other children to bring other children. Yeah, I don't know. I do like Robbie, though, especially the improvised scene where he brings out Shipshuba, and then the fork that can tell the future. Tell me things. Nothing. Nothing. 2 years and it told me nothing. But, yeah. Also, something I noticed watching is towards the beginning when they go up to the, like, Ben is hitting on her. And yes, I know it's a little weird when you consider that Matt Shively was like in his 20s and Catherine Newton was only like 16, 17 at the time. But they're both supposed to be underage, so keep that in mind. But like, he's like, can you, and he's hitting on her and stuff. And I mentioned the kitty thing in my last review. I like that. But like, what's up, kitty? And then he goes to sit down and Cat's like, nope. Cats are the assholes of the animal kingdom. Just deal with it. But, yeah, and then they go up to the tree house. Like, he's like, hey, show me the tree house. I wonder what they were going to do up there. Nothing that far, because she won't even later when he suggested, like, when they said he needed a virgin sacrifice, and he's like, well, you're fucked. She's like, you're fucked too. And I'm sitting here thinking, generally when they say virgin sacrifice, it's always female. I don't know why. So most likely she's fucked. Or not fucked if she's a virgin. I don't know. But, yeah. He's like, oh, we can go fix that real quick. Well, yeah. As weird as it is with teenagers, if they had... she would have still died, but they wouldn't have been able to sacrifice her. That's for sure. I'm just saying. But, you know, horror movie characters aren't smart. Also, they're teenagers, so you don't want to think about that. But, you know, Ben is kind of right. If they had, it's not guaranteed she wouldn't have died, but they wouldn't have been able to sacrifice her. Or him, if he was, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were going to make out in that treehouse, is what I was trying to say. It wouldn't have gone too far, but they were at least made out in there. But, yeah, like, cause like, he's like, oh, give me a tour outside. He's like, oh, what's this? She's like, it's my castle. Castle? Yeah, I'm the queen. And he's like, show me. And they go up there, and that's when Robbie's standing there. He's a cock blocker. But, yeah, I did notice watching this time that there is a lot of scenes where they do like the original does, and they go from camera to camera, but every one of those films does it. It's not bad. They brought in the Kinect cam, and that's cool. I do like, though, and I noticed this time, because it's been a couple of years and I've expanded my musical palette, that they are actually dancing and banging their heads to Dragula by Rob Zombie. I may not like his films, but I like his music. But yeah, and that was fun. Like, hey, that's Dragula. So that was fun. I didn't realize that before, and I've watched the movie at least 5 times by now, and I never noticed that before. But yeah, and then they do the whole parents see things for themselves, but they don't believe it type thing, and like they show the whoosh behind him, and he thinks it's some kind of trick, and they won't believe them. But then when stuff starts to happen, they still just kind of brush it off. Like the mom is cooking and the knife disappears. And I did notice something else. I know something caught my attention in this scene. Is Wyatt in on it? Was Wyatt in on the disappearance of the knife? Because he keeps calling for her. He said, I can't find my tiger or whatever. It's under your bed. It's not there. You should check again. It's not there. And then the knife disappears and he goes, found it. As soon as the knife goes up, he goes, found it. I'm like, wait, was he... Was that, like, was he doing that? Like, they show he has to show his preternatural ability. Was the knife... Did he do that? I wonder. I don't know. But it just seems... And then the knife's not there. And here's the weird thing. Robbie's staying with him, right? They show a dinner scene. Robbie's not at the dinner scene. Why isn't he there? And then they said it was a noise upstairs. Oh, it's just Robbie. Why is he upstairs? Why isn't he eating dinner with the rest of them? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. And then the knife comes down when the dad is checking. And he tries to explain. But Mom's like, well, just go to bed. Just come to bed. And I do want to mention that Stephen Dunham, who plays the dad... he passed away before this movie was released. He didn't get to see this. And his wife in the film is actually his wife in real life. So I bet she can't watch this film. Especially since the characters are having marital problems and their husband died before. Yeah, that sucks. That she's not a fan of this film. But I will say, though, it does feel like one of those typical found footage horror films where stuff happens throughout the film, but then as soon as it's time for the climax, everything just goes boom, boom, boom. Because we have the thing where Alex gets stuck in the garage, and they're like, oh, she tells the dad you should take, your mom tells the dad you should take her out to dinner, And so they do that, which they're gone all day for some reason. And here's the thing that made me scratch my head a little bit, is that Ben said, oh, I'm going to come tomorrow, because they do a thing, they do a couple, like, oh, the parents don't believe him. And then all of a sudden, they can't get in to watch the video footage to see what's going on, which is weird. But I'm going to go back here a little bit. Ben shows her that he has recorded her sleeping. He's like, oh, there's something it's just something my laptop does. No. He's doing that on purpose. Yes, he has a thing for her, but he's doing that on purpose. She just rubs it off. She's like, once she finds out what's going on and Robbie's sleeping on her, she rubs it off and it's not brought up for the rest of the film. I would be pissed if someone was recording me when I'm sleeping. Although, who would record me when I'm sleeping, you know? But I'm just saying. And then that, you know, Wyatt lifts her up using his preternatural abilities, and all of a sudden they can't find the footage, because if they saw the footage, they'd have something to show their parents, and then shit would go down. But the parents can't actually be on board with what's going on, even though they know something's going on with disappearing and reappearing knife. Yet they can't be on board, because then someone would be actually able to stop them, or at least try to stop them, even though the first 3 films in this were about adults, mostly, and yet we got to make this one about the teenagers, and the adults can't know what's going on. So, yeah. So you have it, you know, just things just start to happen. The mom gets killed, then Ben shows up, and he gets killed, and then Alex comes back, and the dad goes to check out what's going on at the neighbor's house, and then he gets killed, and then Alex goes over there and tries to rescue White, and then she gets killed, and it's all so boom, 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 boom. And I get it. The found footage, most of them, if not all of them, has to die. We've seen that Katie can survive if she's still alive. And it's fine. But this movie has gone down for me. I don't know why I said 8 out of 10. I still say that it's not bad. It's one of the higher entries. I do like 3 better than this now, though. But I would still say, when it comes to Paranormal Activity 4, it's still pretty good. In my opinion, at least. It's one, I'd rewatch this before I'd watched the first 2. That's all I'm saying. The first 2 were kind of lower tier for me. I rewatched this one before I'd rewatched the first 2, so yeah. So what are your thoughts on Paranormal Activity 4? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.